Hey guys, it's Helen. I have to share with you something funny here. First of all, I'm doing something different today. So whenever you jump on, first of all, say hey and tell me how you're doing and tell me if you watched yesterday. I have a place to see my comments down there. And I lost my sticky. I did something there. I'm doing something different today because yesterday Facebook was having a problem streaming into to different from like different apps. Like I was using Ecamm and it was having a hard time streaming in, and that's why it kept dropping the connection. So what I decided to do was go directly live from Facebook, and then Kate's going to be joining me in a while, and we're going to recap a little bit. But so that's why I'm doing it this way today. And then what I had to do is put a sticky like over like my face so I could just look at the camera and look at you guys, because I get distracted like when I see me. So I accidentally zoomed in. I'm like, oh no, that's not what I want to see. Nope. So let me see who's watching. Hold on. Let me get it over there. There we go. Nope. Let me just figure out what I'm doing. There, let's see. Did that work? All right. There we go. Let's see if I can do this now, shall we? Anyway, so yesterday we had a super great time. Oh, my Allie was so amazing. And she had so many good tips, and I had so much fun. And I put it, I don't know if you saw it, but I put it all together in one video, like instead of the 5 pieces. So that way, you can go ahead and watch it without like seeing me going, what's happening? Why aren't we live anymore? So today I'm going to recap a little bit, and then we're going to expand on what you can do even more to like get in shape and really make the daily movements and things count. Now one of my favorite things, of course, to do is dancing, because I'm big on the dancing. I dance in the living room. Well, when nobody's there, I dance in the office. I dance in my bedroom. And I just like to, keep going, keep moving throughout the day. And yesterday we talked briefly about, keep moving, get up from your desk, set a timer. You can use a Pomodoro timer, which Ray suggested last time. Ali suggested Outlook, which you can also put a reminder on there. You can do an iCal, Google Calendar, or you can do an online timer like Egg Timer. You want to set it for about 55 minutes if you can, and then see if you can take 5 minutes, preferably every hour if possible, just to get up and move a little bit. Because as we heard yesterday, that even if you sit all day, and then even if you go to the gym for an hour at night, it's still not the same for your health, because you're still at increased risk of diabetes and other things if you don't move throughout the day. And that's really hard, because we get comfortable. We want to sit at our desk. We're finally working, we're on a roll, and then we have to get up again. But we need to kind of train ourselves to do that, because it'll be so much more. It'll be so much better for us when we keep moving throughout the day. So that's what we talked about yesterday. And then also some other tips, like, when you're like waiting for your coffee in the morning, I know you're probably sleepy, but you could just march in place. You can, roll your shoulders. You can do push-ups against the counter. You can't see my hands. I'm doing push-ups like that. Push-ups against the counter. You can, when you're boiling water, when you're waiting for the dish water to get warm, you can walk in place. Oops. I know that seems kind of, like a lot of work, but it's really not, because like I keep dropping my sticky. So I have my sticky here, but I'm covering my face. There. Okay. So I know it seems like a lot of work, but what I want you to think about right now is to just think of one thing that you're going to do. So I know I gave you a lot of stuff yesterday, and I know I gave you more stuff today, but just find one of the things that you can do, and then try that for about a week. So you want to ingrain that new habit. So let's say you want to focus on getting up from your desk, or if you're working from home, or getting up from the television or whatever. So focus on that first for like at least a week, just that one habit, because it does take a while, to get used to a habit. And if you try a lot at once, you're not going to stick with it, because you feel overwhelmed. And I'm like the queen of feeling overwhelmed. So I know exactly what that's like. So start with one thing. So let's just say you're going to do that one. So set your timer at your desk. And so you can get up, or at least every 2 hours, try to get up and move, even if you stretch. If you're working from home, right now is a really cool time to do new things, because like you can take 10 minutes and do like some abs. There's some great videos on YouTube that you can do. And then you get an ab tone, you get your heart rate up, you get a little stretch going. So let's just say you want to focus on that for a week to 10 days. And then maybe after that's become a habit for you, then you can go ahead and start like, marching in place when you're doing dishes, or marching in place when you're boiling water, or when you're waiting for your Instant Pot to heat up, or when you're waiting for the coffee maker. It's so slow in the morning and like takes forever. So then you can march in place at that point, just do that as a secondary habit. And then the third habit you can add maybe in a week or two again is the stretching that Ali showed us. Of course, if you can do that quicker, that would be even better. So you want to just grab your head, and you can't really see what I'm doing. So she showed us to do this, and kind of hold it and kind of stretch it out, keep this other arm down away from you. So she showed us. Now, one thing I noticed that she holds them longer than I usually do, and that was a really good piece of information. So just going to hold it and stretch it, and then release, and then the other side. And try not to kind of lean forward. This is what Allie showed us yesterday. And just feel a good stretch there. And you could do that throughout the day. And then release. And you can also look, hey, Pat. You can also look and see, do the stretches that she showed us yesterday with the neck back and forth. I know that seems kind of weird, but it really does help release all that tension. And then you can kind of roll your shoulders. And that will be another third good thing that you can start. But start them one at a time. Start them slowly and make a little note. Now, personally, I like these thingies. There, sticky notes. I love the sticky notes because you can make a little reminder for yourself. So you can make a reminder and put it on your mirror in the bathroom, or put it by your coffee maker, or put it, somewhere where you'll see it. And then that way you can make like notes. So put one habit at a time. So let's say, as we said, like this week, you want to get up from your desk every hour, every 55 minutes. To just write the sticky note and put it somewhere where you'll see it, like by your phone, by your computer, by your mirror. And the mirror in the bathroom is really good. Mirror in the bathroom. Was that the name of the song? Is it really Mirror in the Bathroom? Does anybody know who played that? Mirror in the bathroom, bum, bum, bum. I think it is Mirror. Is it Mirror? I don't know. We'll look that up. I'm a big fan of 80s music. So if it is Mirror in the Bathroom, you can put your note on there. If you want to, just say you want to remind yourself about the moving around while you're cooking and doing other things and watching TV, put on your little sticky note. Write the one thing at a time, sticky note somewhere, and then until that becomes a habit. The most important thing is you really, really want to just commit to yourself to do it, because we all want to, and we all kind of like say we're going to, but after like a week or even 2 weeks, sometimes we just like peter out. So just commit to yourself to do it. Say, I'm really going to do this for myself and my health, because you really want to think about your long-term health. And as Allie mentioned yesterday, we're at so much more risk of diabetes now, and we're at risk of diabetes younger and younger. And it's also good to manage diabetes and manage other issues. So really think about, when you think I'm so comfortable on the sofa right now and I don't want to get up from this commercial, just really think about why and why you're doing it and why you want to get up. Every now and then, you can sit, but we all sit so much longer than we need to. And when I drop one of my kids off somewhere and I have to wait for them, I get out of the car and I go for a walk, and I walk and walk until they're done. Because what am I going to do? Sit in the car and go on Facebook? So that's what I try to do when I'm walking, and when I have to wait in a waiting room or whatever, I just march in place. We all sit there and read the magazine, but you don't really want to sit and read the magazine. You just remind yourself to constantly keep moving, because it's hard to change your mind towards that way of thinking. It's hard to kind of like, it's a whole different lifestyle that you're trying to do, but it's really not that hard when you start small, just like with one little habit. Because think of all the things that you've done in the past, all the things that, you've tried, and you started with one thing. You didn't go crazy with it. Like when you went back to school, you didn't always take the hardest classes right away, unless you were like super brilliant and super type A. So you kind of start with the little steps, and then you build on that to make bigger steps. So one thing I'm going to talk to you about today is just bringing it up to the next level. Once you've really gotten all those little habits down, then you want to make sure to do something first thing in the morning. If you can, like get up 10 minutes or 15 minutes earlier. And if you want to do stretching, a little power yoga, and then do something that gets your heart rate up, because that will really help wake up your mind and wake up your body and give your metabolism a little boost. Because when, we've been sleeping all day, and then I wish we could sleep all day. We've been sleeping all night, we're kind of get slow going in the morning, and then we trudge off to our office. We're not getting our metabolism up. We're not getting our heart rate up. We're not getting any benefit of clearing our mind and just really getting our systems going in the morning. So if you get up and I like to go a little side to side with my arms like this. You can't really see what I'm doing there. And bring them over your head. If you want to stretch and then do some planks, you can do some push-ups against your bed, push-ups against the sofa. There's a lot of things that you can do, and that will also get your heart rate up in addition to giving you some muscle building strength. So once you master the first habits that you want to get used to, then start doing something in the mornings, even 10 minutes, and you'll feel so much better. And I don't know about you, but when I work out or do a little bit like in the morning, I just feel more motivated in the day to eat better and to do more things, because I'm really sluggish and tired and cranky. cranky in the morning. And when I had to teach like early morning classes, like on Saturdays, I would like trudge into the gym like this to spin. And they would make fun of me because it would take me like 10 minutes on the bike to wake up. So if you really do that in the morning, then you'll already get a jump on your day. The second thing you want to do is you can actually, if you're moving consistently throughout the day, you can actually work out harder only 3 days a week, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30 if you feel industrious. But if you work harder, like 3 days a week and for a period of time, in addition to your daily movements, that's when you're going to see big gains in your fitness level. Most of what we talked about yesterday give you a little bit of basic gains, give you a little bit of strength, but they really are amazing for your health. And moving as much as you can during the day is what's going to keep you healthy. But if you want to have fitness gains, keep moving throughout the day, then also add those bursts of like 20 minutes of harder. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do. You don't have to do burpees. You don't have to do any of those things that you don't want to do, but you can walk intervals, walk faster up the hill. You can do, if you try to do more full body movements, let's like, for example, you're doing squats, that's really good. But if you do squats and you hold some lighter weights and you squat and you press up at the same time, that's really intense. And that will really get your heart rate up, and that will also boost your metabolism up. So think about those 20 minutes to want to be harder than what you would normally do. And there's a lot of things that you can do like that doesn't require jumping. You don't have to jump. You can do things like that you kind of see what I'm doing. I look like I'm doing the potty dance. But those are little things that you can do to really work harder during those periods of time. If you can go to the gym for 30 minutes, work hard, that would be great too. But as long as you add that to your constant movement throughout the day, because people have found like when they are in shape and they get in shape, they don't have to work out for hours a day. They don't have to work out a lot on the weekends because all they have to do is just really move more during the day and make it a natural part of your life. And then do those little bursts where you just really get your heart rate up. And then for muscle gain, you can do the same thing. I mean, think about it. Or if you wanted to break it up and you wanted to do, 15 minutes a day, in addition to your movement during the day, you could do lower body one day, upper body the next day, lower body the next day. And then you've maybe only worked out 15 or 20 minutes, but then you've been constantly moving throughout the day. And that really is going to get your heart rate up, and it's going to give you some more muscle because you really want to work until your muscles are tired. And, you can do a lot of repetitions, especially at home if you don't have a lot of weights. They've actually shown studies now that if you do more repetition with lighter weights, you can get very similar benefits to doing fewer repetitions with heavier weights. So you can do that at home, and you can do that when you're watching TV, in addition to moving all throughout the day. And so that's what we're trying to do is to give you the baseline for health. And then when you want to bring it up and you want to see more results, that's when you work harder a couple of days a week, maybe 3 days a week, and then add more of the full body movements. And there's a lot of things that you can do if you can't, like, let's just say you're not really comfortable getting down on the floor. You can do planks on the sofa with your hands on the sofa. You can do almost like mountain climbers. That's with your hands on the sofa, but bring your knee in so you kind of like tap the sofa with one knee and then bring it out and tap the sofa with the other knee. So you're kind of on a plank like that, hands on the sofa here, and then you can bring those knees in. Those are things that you can do even when you're taking a break from watching TV, and it's not that hard. So it's not going to tax your body. You really don't need a big warm up when you do things on an angle like that. Just always keep your shoulders down and just focus on your breathing. And when you go slow, you'll really feel your core engage. So your stomach will kind of feel the whole area will feel it. And if you go a little bit faster with your legs, you'll get a little bit of cardio. But these are really easy things that you can fit into your life that will actually give you more benefit. And I like doing core work when I'm not working out because then I get a little burst of my exercise, throughout the week. I do like 10 minutes every day, but different kinds of workouts for my core. So focus. I'm like, there's focus. I have so much to say and I just got to settle down and not go so fast. And then you can do stairs if you have stairs. That would be really cool. And really, well, not if you have stairs and you have a lot of things to carry. But if you hold on to the railing and just go like step up with your one leg and then step up with your other leg, like on the first or second stair, you can get a really amazing glute workout for your booty, get your heart rate up. And then really like that, if you do 15 minutes of that, that would be an amazing cardio workout. So little things that you can do around your house. You don't have to. I love going to the gym. I love teaching spin, but I haven't obviously done that in the last year. But there are things, if you don't have time, there are things that you can do at home, and you'll just be so much, so much happier, and you'll be so much healthier because you're not putting it off. Because I work out in my pajamas, right? So you could do the same thing, because sometimes we just don't want to get dressed. We don't want to get in the car. We don't want to drive to the gym. And so instead of doing that, we just hang out and do nothing or do whatever we're doing at home. But when you know that you don't have to commit a longer period of time, that's when you're more likely to do it. And that's where the whole moving every day comes in. Because you make it part of your life, and then you bump it up a little bit with other things. And if you want to go to a class at the gym, for an hour, that's even better, a few times a week, or however many times you want to do it. But you don't have to. You just have to work with what works with your body, but also what works up here. Because everybody's different. Everybody has different needs and different motivators. For some of us, it feels better if you put on your exercise clothes and then you work out for 15 minutes. In addition to move, I'm going to be like moving all day needs to be my new tagline. In addition to moving all day, then you just put on some exercise clothes and do something. There's walking videos for indoors on YouTube. There's all kinds of really, really good exercise videos. And you can find some that work with your body and work with whatever limitations you have. Because some of us have knee issues. Some of us have back issues. Some of us have, shoulder issues. So you can work around that. And that shouldn't be a deterrent for you. And that's what I'm also going to have a little workshop on, how to work around injuries and how to prevent injuries. Because I just turned 55, and let me tell you, things are starting to happen that I really don't want them to happen right now. And everything's kind of like, I have to be a little bit extra careful because, I'm not 25, and sometimes I think I still am, and I'm not. So I have to kind of work around limitations and certain things I know I can do and certain things I know I can't do. So feel what's best for your body. But the most important thing is trying to get that movement throughout the day and stretching throughout the day. You can do a little yoga class. Yoga by Adrienne is my favorite, and she has Benji. Benji is her dog, and he's always there sometimes hanging out with her. And so that's kind of fun. You can do morning yoga, evening yoga, just to kind of like, if you're stressed out too, you could do a little yoga, kind of close your eyes and just, kind of relax yourself. Because if we're really tense and stressed, we're not going to like breathe deep enough. We're not going to get that oxygen flowing. And so we're not really going to get the full benefit. But if you can if you feel stressed and you go for a walk or you do a little yoga, you'll feel so much better. And if you feel better emotionally, you're a lot more apt to stick with what you're doing. So that was step 2. So step 1 is kind of start with, make sure that you find one habit at a time. And you can go back and watch the beginning if you want. Well, if you missed this part, or if you're on replay, make sure you say, hey, by the way, and tell me what it is that you do. So I can like look and ask questions, because I'm going to be on this afterwards, and I'll just see what kind of questions you have. Anything that I can help you answer. If you have kids, it's actually easier in some ways because you can play with them. And so there's so many things you can do. If they're little, you can lift them up in the air. You can play airplane. If you remember playing airplane, yeah, that was pretty hard, right? So you can kind of play airplane with them, get a little good workout. You can hold on to them and do a little leg press, like press your kid up in the air. They love it. It's so much fun for them. Kids or grandkids, you can work out with them and they'll do anything. They'll squat with you. They'll do whatever because they just think it's all play. They haven't learned to hate squats. So they're all like, when the bear crawl thing that they do, it makes it look so easier, the backward bear crawl. Those would be great things for you too. There's so many things that you can do. Play with your kids, play with your grandkids and your dog and your cat. You have a cat toy. I run all around the house and I make her chase me. I let her catch it and then we chase again, and I get a really good workout. So try to incorporate those into your life. And so that's part of your daily movements. And then focus on doing a little more strenuous workout. Remember Richard Simmons? I don't know. I liked him. He was just so happy and positive. Find someone on YouTube that you really like. I like on Pop Sugar Fitness, there is, forgot his name now. I'll link it to the bottom. He is so funny, and he's hard, but he's a Pilates instructor, but he does also strength and core work, and he is just so fun. And I just look forward to working out with him because, he's going to make me laugh. If you like to dance, there's someone called the Fitness Marshal. You can do that. He's really funny too. And it's like dance moves, but they're doable dance moves. They're not crazy dance moves. So it all depends on what you like to do. There's exercise tubing, really inexpensive. Gliding discs, those are really good because you can work everything with this one little pair of discs like that. And I do have them. I'll go grab them in a minute. But you can also use paper plates. And you can use, if you have plates, if you have carpets, if you have floors, you can actually use hand towels. So these are amazing because this is for the carpet side. This is for the floor side. And you can do like lunges. If you can hold on to something, you can get a really nice smooth lunge and really get your heart rate up. You can skate side to side like you're speed skating, probably not figure skating. You can do curtsy lunges. There's so many things that you can do with those. And yet you can do it even without equipment. And if you do like a plank and you put it under one foot, you can do like a mountain climber across body. You can do mountain climbers really fast to get your heart rate up. There's a lot of things that you can do like that too at home. And it's fun. Change up your equipment, not just what you're doing, but change up your equipment, so that you don't get bored. Because that's also one of the things. Like you want to do the same thing every day, because I don't. I do new workouts for myself, and with my clients, I change it up all the time because I know for me, I get really bored. And if I'm doing a video, I'm trying something else out. They'll do a circuit where they do the same exercise. Like, let's just say they do 5 exercises, but then they repeat that circuit 3 times. I'm gone. I'm so bored. I don't go through the third one. So change it up. Do something different. I like working out with tubing. I have weights. I have a kettlebell. What else do I have? Ooh, a Pilates ball. Let me dip out of the picture again. I'm just waiting for when I pull the camera down. Ta-da! There we go. See this little thing now? This one is, whoops, it looks so much bigger. Here, let me put it back there. That way you can see the proportions of it. It looks so much bigger there. Like this is a giant ball, there's a mini ball, giant ball, mini ball. So this is really good for abs. You can put it behind your back and you can sit on the floor with it behind your back, knees bent. You can do crunches with it. You can do cross body. There's so many things you can do with this. You can lay with it under your hips, put your legs down. Like I don't know how, can't even show you with my hand and pretending like those are my legs. You can even take your arms straight. You can push the ball like that. You can put it between your knees when you do squats, and that really helps keep your knees in alignment. It's really good if let me throw that back. If your knees tend to buckle inward a little bit, then putting that between your knees can really help. Or if they go outward, they can really help keep you in alignment. And then you can do a little squeeze in the middle. So change it up and just think about, what could I do differently? What could I do differently that would keep me more motivated? What can I do differently that will want me to, wait, hold on. Let me just answer that super quick. Let me say live. I did something different. So Kate needs to know what I'm doing, because how is she supposed to get on if I don't tell her how to do it, right? I'm just like, we have this psychic connection that will give her the technology. There you are. Hey, you.
I'm so sorry. I literally just jumped on. I had all these amazing intentions, right, of jumping on and being outside for the sunrise. I thought,
yes.
How beautiful. It's fucking pitch black. It's black.
Did you? Oh, no.
So I'm back in the unnatural light. I just thought it would be really nice. And it won't let me. I have to hold my camera. It won't even let me listen to me complaining. I'm not really. I'm actually in a really good mood. But anyway, how are you, darling?
Good. Ron, I just wanted to introduce you real quick. Doesn't it look like I'm poking my eardrum out? Hold on.
A little bit. It's going in. It's really.
It's really going in there.
At least you've got some. I don't. You and me and tech, blind leading the blind.
Well, but
we make small changes to learn.
Exactly, and because all the third-party apps are still having problems, like connecting. That's why I did it this way, because I had to figure out how to do it. So now we're here.
But you know what? We're here and you've done it, right? And you'll never have to do this one again or the next one. It's just, and the people that watch, they get to learn as well. I think that to me it's so important. That's why we all connect, right?
Yeah.
Even for 5 minutes, we'll come on here and the people that watch will get something out of this and go, fuck, I'm not the only one, or I really like that. So I only jumped on to hear you saying you've got to listen to things, and that's all it is, isn't it? Just keeping your ears open, keeping your mind open to get the nuggets of gold, which are everywhere.
Yes, and everybody has something to contribute. That's what I really like. Like you and I talk about the small steps, and maybe you can tell them a little bit about yourself, and then we can talk a little bit more about the small steps.
Oh, I guess I will. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm a business connection coach. I guess you'd call it. I like networking, right? But I like networking differently. So my networking style is simply to make friends. So get to know, and this, when we talk about small things, I'm a big believer in quality over quantity. So I believe that business comes when you connect with the right people on a personal level, not a superficial bullshit level, a personal level. So like you and I are now friends. I come on to here because we're friends. This isn't about, it's business, but business takes care of itself.
Yeah.
We're on because we connect all the time. We know it's going to be easy. We know it's going to help each other, right?
Yeah.
And so we've cut through all that rubbish of trying to find the people to work with by just simply getting in there. And almost we all went into that group and said, oh, it's my group that I've got, the Female Entrepreneurs Thriving Together. And it was almost like we all just jumped in and said, should we just be mates and see how we go?
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone just did it, right? And so I guess for me, when we talk about small changes, I also very much think smarter, not harder, quality over quantity. And that goes with anything in life. Yeah. So if that's my little thing I could get out there, that would be it. That's how I connect women. I don't have any program. I don't have any steps to take you through. Everyone is so unique. Everyone needs something different. And that's when you say everyone has something to give. The reason I love coaching so much is because do you think I don't get out of the session and go, okay, and I'm taking notes about things, because I don't know it all. I know my way. I know I've got some good stuff, but I work best when I'm springboarding. That's why this is nicer than just sitting there doing a live, isn't it?
Yeah, much.
So I don't know if that answers the question.
Yes, it kind of does. We're going to talk about small steps with some other ideas that you have that you do. But it reminded me when you said that about I've had a lot of clients in the past who have like an issue, I had a group of 3 women I worked with at the same time, and everybody had a different issue. Like, I can't do this because of my neck. I can't do this. But it forced me to be creative. And I would ask them, how does this feel? So all along there, I learned what people could and couldn't do with modifications. I learned from them, and I was able to really develop programs that work for everybody because I learned from them. And and it was, challenging to have 3 people with different things at the same time. But yet I learned on the fly, and it was really, it was a give and take.
And then it makes it easier. And that's so empowering for the person you work with. Your first call, it's your first call, your first thing. It's like, tell me about you, because you want them to also learn what's going to work for them, because the same program won't work. Like, we can pretend to be someone. Yes. I can pretend to be Michelle Bridges for 12 weeks and run my ass off and do all that. And I'll look like I'm her. Yes. I will look like that's what I'm embodying. But then I hurt my back and I'll go straight back. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's that you don't want them to pretend and just to say my way's the way. You want to help them understand themselves so that when they come up with the action, these are things that are going to resonate for life. That's what small changes do. They plant a seed that grows for life. So that's what you want to do. There's no point planting only your variety of seeds. Mm-hmm. They've got their own.
And that's why I like to bring people on. And we've all got others. Yeah. And then just now, tell me what you do, because you do a lot throughout the day to keep moving. So tell me what your little steps are.
Well, it's a bit annoying because I could run you through it, but I'm having to hold my thing. My stuff, I'll tell you, with me, I'm like, when I say small, I like 30 seconds. Yeah. I like 30 seconds. Now, at the moment, I'm not in a position where I can be going to the gym and all that sort of stuff. However, I think at this point in my life, I'd be happy to go back and do that. I feel like strength. So I reckon I could get into something bigger. But at home, I have steps, obviously. So, not obviously. How would you know?
I haven't been there yet, but I'm going to come because you're in Perth, Australia. Let me let everybody know that. It's like you're far away from us.
I'm in Perth, Australia. I'm going to turn some lights on. So I will come and I will get some jocks or something from the laundry, and I will just come back up
and
here
and I run. What are jocks?
Underwear.
Jock.
Undies, budgie, smugglers. And I come up and I put them away, right? Yeah. And then I run back down and I'll get something else. So they're tiny little things that I'll do just for the laundry. Right. I've got 2 other things that I really enjoy doing, but they're in the kitchen and everyone's asleep. Oh, yeah. No. So what I like to do is I often heat up milk for my daughter. Yeah. And I've worked out that's 30 seconds is the perfect thing. And in that 30 seconds, because if I do that 4 times a day,
yes,
that's a lot, right?
right,
I will go hardcore push-ups against the bench,
yeah,
right? I don't like the floor. It's too hard.
yeah, exactly.
I don't want things to be too hard, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
But if you do it against the bench, it's doable. And then you can also sort of race yourself and think, I wonder if I can get one more in this time, or could I go deeper? Or like there's so many ways that you can then get creative with just that. And then my other one, it's always arms and butt for me. That's what I have to do, is when I'm heating up my water in the morning, I just do 20 lunges on each side, or the
That's
curtsy
great.
lunges.
Yeah.
That's it. But that's it. No more than 20. I don't do it for the whole time the water's boiling. Otherwise, I would look at it, or I'd put only in half a cup of water so it boiled
right
within seconds.
Yeah.
But it's amazing the difference that can make.
Yes.
I feel very strong.
Yes.
When I'm really now, but what's happened is, I'll tell you, here you go, right? What's happened is I've stopped the arms for a bit because my daughter has gone off milk, and I hadn't noticed, right? So I was doing it 4 times a day, and I actually was getting really strong. And then I noticed there was some days she was not even doing it at all.
Yeah.
And because that was my trigger, I stopped doing it. So that was a really big thing. I was like, what the? And then I realized, I was like, oh my God. So now I've found other things that I will do, or I'll do it at the same time that I'm doing the lunges. But that was a really big thing. If it's good to have a trigger.
Yes.
Just make sure it doesn't suddenly go.
You know, that's a good point.
Without
that
you sort
I
of realizing it.
The trigger, I forgot to bring that up, is you have a trigger for your habit, your good habit that's coming up. And so that was your trigger. So it would be good if you could find a trigger. This happens, and then I do that.
Yeah, just something little. I think and that's why it's so important. That's the start of the individual journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
No one else might be heating up milk. I can't see comments. I'd love to see people if they're.
I know. I can't.
Because it's so beautiful. You've got 4 people and they've just sat and watched, and I think that's incredible.
But let me see if I can
find.
Let me see if I can figure out who. So Ray posted
it's such
something.
Wipe left to reveal comments and reactions, and that actually isn't true. That doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. I don't see.
Doesn't matter.
But Ray posted Ray's he's like my brother. He's my ex-brother-in-law, but we're really close, and we've known each other since I was, let's just say, from like 1986. So he's known me for a long time, and from the 80s, and he has so much good information too. So he posted some links in there, so we can kind of so that's really cool. Because then
we'll go back.
Yeah, we'll go back. And
look at just things. To say hello to people. That's the whole connecting thing.
Exactly.
Like if you've got 4 people, or if you've got people watching you and you think, that's your chance.
Right.
That's your chance to connect with things. And I guess that's that sort of thing. So I think while you're on here, you may as well connect with amazing people, because they wouldn't be on here if they weren't.
Yeah, exactly. And people want to make change, and I love to hear from them, and it's just really cool how we can help each other. But you lost weight a while back, right?
I did actually. Yeah. So it would be now, it's got to be nearly 3 years ago now. And I don't know what happened, but I had wanted to obviously lose weight. Like I was always able to dress my bigness up. People didn't know my weight, and when I told them, they were quite surprised, because I was very good at layering and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But I just knew, for me, it was all about, I can't express myself if I can't wear what I want to wear. Yeah. So something happened one day, and I did fasting. I won't say I will say what I did for the first 4 days. I certainly didn't do it with a coach there with me. I thought, right, I'm going to just go minimalist food, just stop eating whatever, just crave my thing. And then I just did intermittent fasting after that. But the amazing thing was that all happened without me going stupid at the gym or anything like that. That was the food. How simple, right? Small treat, the food, and then doing those little bits and pieces, being mindful of being active. Yes. Whatever it might. And we all know there's heaps of opportunities. You can go to the grocery store and bring your bags back carrying. Exactly. I mean, you can look like that if you want to, but there are opportunities, and they're everywhere. Yeah. So, that's what. And that's exactly. So tomorrow I'm going to talk a little more about food, but just the little changes, both with food and with exercise. And that's what I try to get across to people, because, I lost 80 pounds
starting out with just the little changes, and I got fitter starting out with the little changes. And so
Yes.
the thing with the little changes is
Yes.
to make them doable, but make them consistent. You can do anything if you're consistent. Like my one big regret, and I tell
Yep.
the young people, I'm so old. I tell the young people, wait, hold on. Let me get in character.
I was going to
I
say,
tell the young people,
what?
yeah, what? That's me. I tell younger people who don't want to go to school, I'm like, if you took one class a semester, like where would you be in 20 years? You know, I mean, you'd probably
Yeah.
have a PhD. I mean, yeah, it would be harder, but where can you be? Like the same thing with weight loss. Like people don't want to like spend a year losing weight. Like, but if you lost just 1 pound a week, which is actually really easy, it would be 52 pounds in a year.
Well, the thing is, by 52 pounds, you're not thinking about it anymore. It's naturally happening because you're a different person. So that's the difference. It doesn't take long.
No, to get into
but
the new
it's
habits.
that thing of knowing, like for you, like for me, losing the 20 kilos, you and I have obviously kept it off, right?
For the most part. I go up and down within like 10 pounds.
And we do, and I do too. And that's totally fine. I'm a little bit up at the moment, and I'm so comfortable with that.
Yeah.
That's all that thing about, I couldn't give a shit. Like I ate so much Nutella last night, and that's fine. That's fine. And lots of stuff. But I'm okay because I know it always goes down, and I know that I'm that person. Whereas it used to be when I lost weight, it was such a dramatic thing that you just bang, you're just setting yourself up for failure. So you're right. When you do those little steps, they become natural. By the time you take in the 30th step, you don't even realise, but you're doing it in your way. I think that was the key, is finding out what works for you in that time. And you've got to do that over time. You've got to spend the time to get to know yourself. So take the small steps.
Because like by the way, you just gave me, I've been looking for a name for one of my programs. I should just call it No Drama Weight Loss, because you said no drama. Anyway, they just gave me an inspiration.
See?
So it's like,
but see?
You did it.
That's what you get. The amount of, all my inspiration comes when I talk to others. Yeah. So cool, keep going.
And I forgot what other else. You gave me some other inspiration. That's why I jump in sometimes to interrupt people, because I'm like, because there it goes and it's gone.
I do too. I know. What did you say again? What did you just say?
What?
It was perfect. And they're like, I don't know.
But it's just about, that's what it is. Like, for example, people ask me about like intermittent fasting. And I'm like, it works for some people. Because you have, if you're like me and you get really hungry, and I think a lot of it's psychological, because throughout my life, several times I have gone hungry because when I was a child, I wasn't fed, but also when I was older, I didn't have money for food. So if I go hungry, it's very traumatic. So for me, I can't fast and I can't do intermittent fasting, A, because of that, but B, also I get really hungry. What's going to happen is I'm hungry. There's a bag of chips. And so I can't do it.
It's not for you.
And it's not for a lot of people. So don't try something that you know you're going to fail at, because I know I will fail at that. I know I would fail at keto. It's not for my personality. You have to go with what's for your personality.
And it's funny that the whole fasting thing, I didn't follow any other I only did it how I felt. It was hilarious. Like how I've kept the weight off, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, because when my fasting is now, it's not even, well, I say fasting as in I eat in an 8 to 10 hour period.
Yeah.
So when I say that, I just go long period, but I don't think about, like I couldn't actually eat. Yes. I don't need it until the later. And that works for me just perfect. Other people, if they didn't have breakfast, they didn't line their stomach in the morning, they'd be sick.
Yeah. Oh, so Ray is asking us to define intermittent fasting. So for a lot of people, that means to not eat until the evening, right? Like you eat within a certain window, depending on what window you're following. Some people don't eat until dinner time, and then they just eat the one meal. Some people don't eat until like 2 p.m, then they eat for 8 hours. Not like eat for 8 hours.
Yeah.
So
continuous.
They take a big chunk of time and don't eat.
I shouldn't ever say actually intermittent fasting, because I have not, because it was my total brand. I wouldn't even know what I did.
Right.
And I wouldn't call myself healthy at the moment either. But that's the time thing. It's the health is one of those things I would love to. My next thing is I have to find small ways to introduce the fresh fruit and fruit's fine, but vegetables back into my diet, into my everyday, not something where I think, right, I've got to have vegetables. So I know now probably my next little travel journey will be around that. And I'm quite happy to just do something little today and just, but we always try things. It's like whenever I go into that zone, right, the first thing I do is buy carrot sticks and celery sticks, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what I never eat them. Never eat them any other. But as soon as you think of that, that's the thing. So you go to buy these things and they never sort of work. So my thing would be, and I'm not a cook, like at all. So Helen, how do I get some vegetables into my day?
Well, what I do is I make like soup, which is not hard, vegetable soup, and I freeze it. And so I have that. So even if you have a little vegetable soup thing and that you eat it just before your regular dinner, you can make smoothies with berries, but also throw some vegetable like kale and stuff in there, or green powder.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the idea of juicing. I'm sure it's fine, but you don't get the fiber and all the other stuff, but you
No, you don't.
And even though your drink is green, it can still be good with the berries, frozen bananas. That's how you can get it in that way. And then you can have pre-made little containers with like vegetables that you can throw a quick salad. I try to do that before. If I have to cut it up and I'm busy, I'm not going to do it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, just do your own
cutting
prep.
It up. It's the It for me, if I could, and of course that leads me then on to buying the perfect Tupperware and stuff. Like it just goes on to the next thing. But if I could have all my stuff chopped up and I could grab it,
yes,
like at a salad bar,
Yes, exactly.
I'll grab a bit of that today. And I've tried for years to get that system going in my thing. So that's one of those codes I haven't cracked yet, but I continue to try.
Can you buy and Ray just said, do you guys have air fryers in Australia?
We do, Ray.
Yeah. Ray said air fryers is great for veggies. So
that's a bit, because I hear that they're the best for, that kills two birds with one stone, right? Because that's the air frying. Wouldn't have known that had I not spoken to you, Ray. Thank you. Because I've been thinking about an air fryer for ages. People rave about them.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's what it's about, being able to put it in. I just need to get to that thing of having the stuff there so I know, having it chopped up, chucking it. We're about to come into winter.
Yeah. So
I'm very happy to roast vegetables in the air fryer. Sounds better because in the oven, they're lovely, but they're oily. There's more oil.
Yes.
So air fryer, I think that would be a massive.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Massive.
And then sometimes with my soup, when I'm lazy, I actually buy pre-cut up frozen vegetables and I throw them in my soup. And they have spiralized zucchini.
Tiny cut up vegetables.
Yeah, just throw them in. You don't have to cut them.
And that's the thing where I don't look at, I know that you look per 100 grams, to see the cost of stuff, and that's what we should do. It's just with things like that, I know myself better. It's more important to me to save the time.
Yes.
And also, there's no leftovers.
Yeah, exactly.
You just chuck it in. I don't know. I'm a massive fan of it too. So,
and Ray says, sorry, I didn't interrupt you. Ray says he loves eggplant, onion, and mushrooms in the air fryer.
Oh, so you can do so could you do broccoli and everything? Can you do all things? I thought it would only just be like those root vegetables.
No, my son made broccoli and cauliflower, but we put them together so they cooked a little different times. You can use any vegetable, just a little bit of oil. I think I don't know because I don't use it very much, but you could use all vegetables in the air fryer. Wouldn't that be, that would be so cool. I have an air fryer and I need to experiment with it more, but see what we learned today?
That's what it's like I know now. Because I've got a Thermomix, but I find steaming in it just too hard. I just can't be bothered. Yeah. Air fryer is sounding more my style. See?
But it's all about making things easy, and that's why I use the frozen vegetables with the soup. But some of our stores is a little more money, but some of our stores you can buy things cut up. Like mushrooms and stuff are easy to cut up. But like when I make my son makes a risotto, but we use it with butternut squash. I buy the cut up butternut squash because I can't cut it. It's too hard. Okay, Ray says use avocado oil and seasoning. So he puts a little avocado oil. You use less than when you cook it other ways and season and then you air fry it.
But it's the seasoning. Does that go into the flavor of the...
Yes, I think what I do when I bake vegetables is I put them in a bag and I put a little oil and salt and pepper and I shake it.
but could do similar, or just put it or mix it in a bowl so we don't want. I'm like a plastic waster. See, and then you just throw it in there.
This is what I need. This is what I need, and I'm going to be able to go back and see this. That's what's cool.
Exactly. This is what we all need. So I like to, there's so many. We just have to help each other, and then like do the small things and stay consistent.
Yes.
Because it's consistency, and if it's easy, we're going to do it. Because if not, we're going to go to Jack in the Box. Or
if it's fun, do it. If it's going to make you feel embarrassed out there, don't. If it's going to do anything that really makes you think, oh, I don't want to do it, that's not the right one. Yeah. Make it a challenge, make it fun, make it 30 seconds or whatever your version of 30 seconds is. And mix it up and just see the differences that it makes, I'm actually just about to put a post out. I was saying, why take the first step tomorrow when you could be taking the second? They're just little steps. They're just so little. Just do it. I'm going to get up here. I'm going to do 20 push-ups. Okay,
good. Me too. I'm going to do upper body. Okay, so Ray also said, I wish I just invited Ray on. He said eggs 200 in the air fryer, 275 degrees for 15 minutes. Perfect texture. So now you have he's going to write us a whole recipe guide. Isn't that cool?
Oh, Ray, we should have put him on.
Yeah, because
why don't we do another one of these if people want to see it with Ray.
Yeah. Or he just gave us air fryer. It depends if he's comfortable with it. But he also just posted a link for air fryer recipes. So there we go. So that will be your challenge this next week or whatever. Whenever you get an air fryer, is to do different recipes, and you can tell me what you think. Oh, he said he loves your idea of taking the second step tomorrow, and that's it. Like start today, because tomorrow you could be further ahead. I love that too.
Yeah, you don't need to put your shoes on. It's a little step. I think that's time is going to pass. Anyway, just remember, you may as well do something small, because I'm telling you, in 6 months, that's a magic mark for me. 6 months, you'll have changed something completely.
And I waited
whatever trajectory.
So many years, to wait till tomorrow, and then tomorrow something else happened. Tomorrow I was equally as tired. Tomorrow I was this, and so it never happened. So you just got to start. Happened.
And it's a mindset as well. But that's the thing now. I would get more achieved in 6 months than I had in my first 40 years of life now.
Yeah.
Because you learn. Yeah. So, this was so nice, Helen.
Well, thank you. I mean, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing. I like to share stories from real people too, and like how, because you're busy, like how do you fit things in your life? Because that's what we're all wondering.
Yeah.
How do we fit our health into everything else? We have families, or we have we have commitments, businesses, jobs. And so how do we do that? And so that's what I'm hopefully trying to help people with.
Okay, here's my thing then. I like to say, make waiting matter. So if you've got a moment where you're waiting just for a little bit, how can you make that matter? Because that's your time. We have so much time.
Yes.
When we're just standing there or whatever, waiting, there's something. There's something you can do. It doesn't have to be anything that anyone even knows you're doing at the time, but that's the mindfulness. Make waiting matter there.
Allie's on. I'm looking into air fryers now. Okay, so the air fryer, Allie, was a tip from Ray, who is my ex-brother-in-law, but my also soul brother. How's that? So brother from another mother. Woo!
He's your family.
My family.
He's your family. Your chosen family.
I know, right? I like that, my chosen family.
Yeah. I think we're all going to be doing air fryers now. Now, here's where you've got an opportunity to be an affiliate. And if you get a link to someone, maybe you could just make this as a little side income. True. Or Ray. Ray could quite possibly.
Woo,
you've sold 2 air fryers on here now, Ray.
Yeah.
And you haven't even been on. So, see? Because I trust you, because I trust Helen.
Yes. And he's super funny, so I would love to. He's funny and smart, and he apparently knows how to use an air fryer. So what more could you ask for?
Amazeballs.
Amazeballs. Well, I appreciate it.
Still pitch black.
Oh, that's so weird. Air fry. Oh, he can air fry his way to retirement, right? So funny.
You're leaving money in the air fryer if you don't do something. Exactly. Like, this is.
I'll set him up as an affiliate.
I'm telling you, always thinking.
Yeah, you're always thinking. I need more thinking.
Well, that's what it is, right?
Yes.
Always, it's a frame of mind.
Yeah, and that's what we're always going to think with the little steps. Well, thank you so much for coming on, because I know you've been here for a while with me, but I appreciate it.
Oh God, I loved it. Sorry, I probably just kept going on, but I love it. So
I love it.
People stayed on, and I really appreciate everyone staying on. I know it's a big commitment to give time, this sort of time, to watching people. So I very much appreciate that to them.
Thank you.
All right.
Here's an air kiss. Here's an air fryer kiss.
Here's an air fryer kiss. And to you, Ray.
Bye.
Bye.